wanted to thank everyone for coming to this AIIM Golden Gate Chapter e-discovery luncheon. And my name is John Wong. I'm the Vice President for the chapter. And before we get started, I just wanted to give everyone some short information on AIIM and what our chapter is about. And I'll turn it over to George and get the discussion going. AIIM is an international organization focused on education for content management, document management, and records management. And we cover topics including e-discovery, SharePoint, email management, and enterprise search, among others. And we offer things like seminars, webinars, we have training programs, as well as tools such as ROI calculators that you can get from our website. In addition to the umbrella organization, we also have local chapters across the country. So this event is put on by the AIIM Golden Gate Chapter for the San Francisco area. And we're a group of about 1,000 professionals in terms of both practitioners and vendors that get together several times a year for just to share information. So we've had some topics, covered some topics such as electronic healthcare records management, e-discovery technologies, and also how to measure the ROI in your projects. And if you want to get involved, there's a number of people from the AIIM Golden Gate board here today. And if everyone can just raise their hands or stand up on the board. So if you look around the room and if you want to learn anything about AIIM, come meet some of the people from our board afterwards. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to George. So George is the co-founder of the Socha Survey and also the EDRM. And we've worked together for several years now in EDRM, and we're very happy to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you. We spent some time as panelists talking about what we're going to talk about today. Before I let them introduce themselves, I'm going to warn them, but Browning already knows, because he's been through this with me before. Now, whatever they thought we were going to cover in whatever order, it's not going to happen. So I'd like for the panelists to quickly introduce themselves, and then we'll swing back to getting this all started. Why don't we start with Browning and just run down the line?
I'm Browning Marean. I'm on a work release program from DLA Piper.
My name is Sinrod. I'm a partner here at Duane Morris. We're in our space. We're glad to see such a wonderful crowd. Last time we did this, it was the worst storm in San Francisco history 2 Octobers ago, and we had 65 registered and 8 people showed up. And my ferry coming in almost sank. So,
I'm Mark Sweeney. I'm a litigation attorney with Pacific Gas and Electric, just 1 block away. And I just wanted to thank AIIM for the invitation to come and speak. I see a few familiar faces in the crowd. I look forward to meeting the rest of you after the session.
Hi everyone, I'm Adam Sand and I'm General Counsel for DL Technologies. Prior to this, I was Litigation Counsel for eBay and PayPal. And thank you all very much for coming. I really hope that we have a very interactive crowd, so I hope that you want to participate as well.
I'm Reg Thompson. I'm Senior Corporate Counsel at Netflix. I manage Netflix and litigation.
And once again, George Socha. I'm an attorney turned consultant, which I'm not sure whether that would be down or up in public esteem. But electronic discovery is the focus of what I do these days, including as the co-founder of EDRM. What I'd like to do before we jump into anything that we were thinking about is find out if there are any especially pressing topics you want these folks here to address. My theory in lining up speakers for a program is you want to get people so good that they don't need any preparation. And we're going to test that theory with this panel. So, are there any topics you'd really like to see us covered, whether they're listed on this sheet or not? Any takers? Going once? Otherwise, I'm going to start doing this. Okay, no one's willing to volunteer just yet. So let's just start at the top of the list and frame the question a little differently, which is not why is the trend to in-house e-discovery increasing, but rather, is there a trend to in-house e-discovery? We've got some different perspectives. What do you all think?
So I can start. I don't know if there's a trend. I haven't studied that, but I certainly know that at Netflix and other companies that I deal with, definitely looking to bring e-discovery in-house, at least to a certain degree. I think it varies by company. If you're in the pg&e or a big company, you might want to bring more e-discovery in-house. If you're a smaller company like Netflix, you may be looking at one part of the model. So I think I can speak for myself and say there's a bit of a trend, and the reason why, if I was to speculate for others, my reason is it's really just to have more control. As we all know, there's a lot of data out there now. E-discovery can get very expensive, and if you're simply handing it off to outside counsel, letting them run with it, can get out of control fairly quickly. So bringing it in-house either through tools or through direct relationships with vendors is something that I think is something we do, and I'm not surprised that there's a trend.
Yeah, I actually think there's a trend as well.
And you're sitting with a foot in each camp.
I now have a foot in each camp, that's right. So when I was at eBay, we did bring quite a bit of e-discovery in-house because we wanted to save money. I mean, the whole idea was to basically not hire as many people to come and do collection, for example, or do culling, because we should be able to do at least the basic work in-house. We don't have to really take the legal risk and say we're going to do all of the review or anything like that, because there's not enough time to do all of that. But we certainly want to take portions of the EDRM and be able to do it in-house. And now sitting in the other side where ZL actually provides e-discovery software, we are seeing a pretty massive uptick in terms of people that want to talk about our product and are interested in finding out essentially how can we bring in more of this work. So I do think there's a trend towards that, and mostly I think it's because people want to save money.
And continuing right down the line, I would certainly agree with both Adam and Reg. We, PG&E, and I've talked to somebody about this, we're not as mature as you might think in this area, because I think at heart, we just operate in Northern and Central California. We're not in multiple states or multiple nations like eBay and other big companies. And of course, I think everybody knows here that the California rules, the Code of Civil Procedure, just directly address the e-discovery concepts a little more than a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago now. So we're certainly seeing an uptick in the request for ESI, but still fairly frequently we're putting out paper if people don't specify that they want ESI. And so given so much time to really figure out how we want to work in this area, our thoughts are very similar to what these two gentlemen have said, which is you get more control and hopefully in the process control your costs a little bit if you handle pieces in-house.
And I'm told we need to speak up here a little.
I know, I just saw that. Sorry.
So I'll try to do that.
I'm not going to repeat everything I just said.
So as outside counsel, we're certainly seeing a trend, certainly for our bigger clients, bringing e-discovery in-house. If you're subject to repeat litigation, you don't want to do the same fire drill over and over again with outside counsel, perhaps different outside counsel in different jurisdictions. You want to try to ensure some uniformity, and generally when we're engaging as a tripartite relationship where you have work being done in-house, you have the outside lawyers, and you have e-discovery technical vendors, if you will. And that's where the action is.
Well, I rise in defense of outside counsel running amok with e-discovery. That's a joke, by the way. Yeah, no one's here. Yeah, but kidding aside, I think one of the things that sort of overhangs this process, it really requires a partnership between inside and outside counsel is, I'll call it the Qualcomm problem. Trying to right size what it is going to be done in any one of those situations. I'm not going to repeat the nightmare that was Qualcomm, but I'd be interested in finding out from the in-house folks how are you wrestling with that balancing act that Qualcomm presents?
Well, before we try to figure out the balancing act, what